Hey, what's up? Who you gonna call?
Hey.
What's that in the
I
middle?
love it. Hang on. Hold on. I
What is
clicked the
that?
wrong thing. There we go.
I
I
was
love
like,
it. I love it.
let's see. Let's get this going.
You got the whole thing, don't you? I love it,
Anyways,
man. Anyway, so how are you?
doing good. Doing good.
Good. Good.
Yeah. Doing good. A little tired, but I've been
Okay.
up since 4 a.m. So,
Ooh,
hey,
he's
Pam.
working. Hey, Pam.
Pam. Pam.
Pam is
Pam.
like a super fan.
Yeah.
So,
That's one of our
oh,
guests at I'm excited at
yes,
our
she
Paracon.
is. Yes,
Yeah,
she
I
is.
can't wait to meet her. Yeah.
She's cool. So, guess who we have tonight, people? As you saw on our commercial, we have our CEO and my bestie and just the coolest chick in the world. And I know she's smiling. And I'm going to bring her on.
Hey guys,
Maybe.
Yay!
Hey, we can hear you.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. I was having
Yeah.
a fight with my headset. Sorry about that, but I'm here.
Did you at least
You,
get to hear the intro to use that I told?
I did. I guess you see my tables rocking. Your niece, my fur baby, Gwen, Luna is trying to get to Auntie Gwen on the
She hears me.
TV. Yes, she does.
Now,
You want to say hey? You want to say
hey,
hey?
baby. Hey,
Say
my
hey.
niece. Look at her,
Oh,
Mark.
little cutie.
She's a diva. She's a
Her
very
diva.
big diva.
Like her
Yes, she
mommy.
is. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, she
No.
is.
Well, how's everybody doing tonight?
We're
Doing
good.
good. Doing good.
What? Oh, sorry. All right. Gotta take my
Um,
meds. I've been up too long. I gotta,
yeah.
well, I haven't switched to nights yet. And this week I'm working 6 to 2 and I gotta be up at 4 a.m.
Oh
Ooh.
no.
And Mark hates that. I
Yeah,
hate,
Mark.
I hate,
Mark ain't
I,
the only one.
I hate mids too. And I especially hate overnights, but hey, it's better than overnight. So, um, tonight, which is one of my favorite subjects, and it goes really along with, really well what the paranormal is, haunted objects. I've been into that a lot. Obviously, I don't know as much as, Lee or, I mean, I didn't really study it. I kind of did, like when they pop up on the paranormal shows, like the different haunted dolls. And so, um, I know a little bit, but Lee, would you mind like tell them what your background with the haunted objects are and how you got into
Yes.
that and everything?
Well, I started out studying a good bit about objects that were blessed.
Hey, Thomas.
That were,
Uh-huh.
hey Thomas,
Yeah.
woohoo! Leg of Joe. If you didn't
Like
see
a job.
last week's serial killer, supernatural, and murders, it would be Tuesday. Please go back because we have got a running joke now. Leg of Joe. It's
Yeah.
hilarious. I'm not even
Mark,
going to
you
go
will
there.
love it. You
I
will
have to
Yeah.
love
watch
it.
that. I'll have to watch
Yes.
that.
Yeah. We were talking about Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Don't get me
and
started
so,
on the jokes.
oh Lord. Well, this one came rolling out, and sometimes the funniest jokes are the ones not meant to be a joke,
Oh, yeah.
but
And
but
we
it
were
was
like,
just I couldn't control myself. I had tears rolling. I was laughing so hard. Okay, so let's get back to what started
haunted
me with
objects.
haunted objects. Okay, well, first of all, objects that had any type of spiritual energy was something I was always interested in. I was immediately drawn to
Oh,
crystals. I was
oh yeah.
constantly looking on the ground, looking for things that I felt had a connection with me. I was trained by the you got sinus because of the pollen dropping.
Excuse me. Yeah. I've got asthma, so the
That
cold air.
didn't help. Yeah.
Anyways, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I studied about objects that may be holy. You know,
Oh,
that holy objects that are sacred. Holy, sacred's the same thing, but usually in our terms, things that are holy usually means also very valuable.
right.
In the way that I was trained, that's not necessarily the case. It doesn't make it valuable in money, but it made it valuable to me. So, I learned about medicine bags, Native American medicine bags,
Oh,
crystals, things like that. How to choose those for myself. And then as I looked deeper into um, objects that were blessed, that were sacred, and then into things that were holy, I started seeing things that were negative, and studying how they were either created or how they can be stored or studied. Very similar to how animals are studied, by observation, testing, and constant conditions. So
yeah.
it takes time to break that stuff down. But in the field, when you're helping people, you can get a good snapshot of what you're dealing with.
Well, I learned a lot more too watching your show Repossessed.
Thank
Watch
you.
it. I it helped me. It helped me a lot. Because seeing, if you guys don't know, and I don't know why you shouldn't know, on Hulu, Lee's show Repossessed.
God bless you,
Uh,
Mark. You're so kind. Thank
yeah.
you.
It's like the Antique Roadshow for haunted objects. I was like, it was like watching a train wreck. I couldn't stop watching. I had to keep on watching and
It's
watching and watching.
It's
If
awesome.
you
Yeah.
guys, it's on Hulu. If you don't have Hulu, go get a free trial. Watch Repossessed. But I learned watching that how you guys, okay, so and so brings you this, and then you do your thing, and but what I liked is that you guys just are like, okay, this is haunted. Next, you dove into each haunted object,
Right.
and the history, and that's what I think is important. That's what I enjoy about it. Anyway, so let me ask you a question. I've always heard that, and I was kind of like, when I found this out, I was like, oh, okay. That I don't if this is true or not, that dolls were originally made for spirits. Is that true?
That is true.
Oh, see, that blew me away when I heard that. I'm
In
like,
fact, something Gwen and I have been working on. We actually have, you could call them spirit guides, spirit friends, that type of thing. That we will say, hey, you're welcome to hang with us. We'd like to study you more. We have questions to ask you. You can go on investigations with us, and we find a doll or an object that they can make their home. And the idea of a fairy garden, having fairies that,
I've heard that too. Yeah.
and you make a house for them and they come. Well, that's very similar to that.
But do you see? I've heard positive and negative things about fairies. You don't want to be around them. You don't want to thank them. You don't want to do this. You don't want to do. Yeah, they were originally made with.
Real human hair.
I don't know. There's just so much out there. That's why I like coming to someone like you guys, or usually, because that's what you do. I'm like, okay, yeah, I do the paranormal, but I also do Bigfoot and UFOs and cryptids. But there's some things that interest me, but I don't really have time to study them. Like someone, well, you don't want to mess with fairies, and you don't want to do this, and you don't want to. I mean, I guess that could be any part of the paranormal. They get bad rap. So I don't know that because I don't study that. I know a little, but I don't study it to the point where,
Well, I do want to throw something out there to you. I don't know if you're aware, but prehistoric dolls, this would be 2000 BCE and earlier. Those dolls were not toys, but they were meant to be talismans for rituals and protection. You can find them in ancient Egypt, Greece, Mesopotamia. They were made from wood. Some I know were made of clay, wood, clay, that's normal, but bone also.
That is
And
really cool.
the ones with no faces were believed to, that was the case, but to prevent spirits from entering them. There are some different religions that believe if you build your home, you should not live in it until you've let it stay vacant for a time.
I've heard that
so
too.
that
Yeah.
spirits can move in, because it's not
Right.
healthy for you to be without, spirit companionship. Very different way of looking at it. But I did want to throw that out there because a lot of people aren't aware of that. The Egyptian funerary, Funerary, I can't
Which
say it much
is
further.
That's the objects and stuff, correct?
Yeah,
okay.
These Ushabti dolls were found in tombs.
Sorry, y'all. That was getting a little too warm. Go ahead. I'm
Oh
sorry.
yeah, no problem. That they were found in tombs.
Yeah.
And see, those figurines were meant to contain a soul's essence.
Is that why it was buried with the kings or whatever, King Tut and all that? Yeah.
Right. So it was meant to have a soul's essence. And if you look at the show, I talk about the different dolls or different objects having a spirit of some form, the spirit of suicide, that depressive, feeling and energy.
Right.
There's several others. But then I would have little fragments that was sort of like a recording, like a video recording. Like I found a jump drive or something.
Right.
But then there are others that were absolutely inhabited.
So the dolls were originally created for the spirits. What is the reason that, me personally, if I was a spirit, I'd be like, hell no, I don't want to be in that. But what was the original idea? Did someone come up and say, you know what, I'm going to make a doll so I can contain a spirit? I mean, what was the original idea behind that? And why do you think that was? I mean, did someone just say, hey, one day I'm going to make a doll and I hope I can catch a spirit? I mean, how did that start?
Well, I feel like it started out as a decoy, and that's what I use dolls, the white dolls, made of cloth. A lot of people say, oh, that's a voodoo doll. Well, call it what you will, but I'm using it.
Maybe it isn't.
Yeah, but I use it for something else as a decoy. So
that makes sense. Yeah.
I'll say, okay, this is something I'm using to move a spirit from one place to another because they feel trapped. Like Greece and Rome, those dolls, they were given, children were given dolls, and that it symbolized, hey, you're coming of age.
Oh wow!
I mean, this is your last childhood toy. You're going to be a grown up soon.
Right.
You need to know how to take care of a child, but they were very eerie. And I'm talking like 500 BCE. Okay, these were very eerie dolls. Now we have European effigies,
right,
which is from witchcraft, and they were called puppets.
Right.
And those are very similar to modern voodoo dolls.
Oh wow!
And now looking in Japan, now you're getting into something too, because they were warding off evil spirits.
They are so hardcore on their. I'm not putting them down, but they're like their beliefs and they're like huge into the paranormal, and they've got all these stories about this spirit. I can't remember what they called them there, but yeah, they're like hardcore than Americans or anybody else that's in the paranormal with all their spirits and all their, not like I said, I'm not putting anybody down. I'm just saying how they are, they're like really, really strong beliefs about the paranormal and the spirits, and you don't do this and you don't do that and everything. Kind of like almost like a religion, I guess. But yeah.
Yes. Well, in Japan, these Hina dolls, they were to ward off evil spirits.
Yeah.
And they had faceless designs and things like that. Very simple designs. But the Shinto believe so strongly that these dolls that are abandoned, when someone dies, that it will contain the soul of their owner, and they burn them at the funeral. They burn them at the funeral, setting the person free.
Wow, that's interesting.
Interestingly, Gwen can also explain a bit. We have some dolls that came from a murder scene that were accidentally purchased in an auction, and the man that purchased them said, these things jumped off the bench in the workout room at me, called me at almost midnight, and said, these things are on the way to you. He used a complete roll of tape to tape these things up, and they were sent to me the next morning, with tracking numbers and stuff. And he said, these are all yours. You can have them. I will not make one cent off of it.
Oh, hell no. Hell no.
So we had to open
y'all keep that to yourselves. That's one thing. that is case and grows real teeth. Yes, the
That's
Japanese.
right.
I know what he's talking about. Yeah, but no, y'all, I'm
Well,
down.
I have to tell you, these dolls, I actually took them outside to photograph them because I was told
Oh,
by
Jesus.
Mom. No, I didn't.
My mama kicked dolls out and sent
She
Gwen
said,
out
"Get
with
out
the
with them
dolls.
things," and I did, of course. But
Hell
I went
no.
on the porch and I was photographing the front, back, and everything that came with it. And I had them sitting on the swing,
Hell
and this little
no.
doll just rolled. And I don't know if that
Yep.
doll rolled or if the other one kicked it and it
Now, if it
rolled.
would have started running at you, that
No.
shit reminds me of Chucky, and I'm like,
Well, I might have had to get a little and kick it off the porch, but
Get a baseball
that,
bat.
if that would have happened.
Now, the last time we set them up to hi Anita, thank you for
Hi,
watching.
Anita.
The last time we set these up for our haunted object lab, one of them bit me.
I want to see what.
He
Yes.
bit me.
Oh, Jesus.
No,
hey.
she bit you.
She bit me. I yelled, and
I told her
Blaine
to behave.
Rohan was beside me and came running over. What happened? And I had teeth marks.
Oh,
I
hell
sure
no.
did.
Now, I'm down. We're coming to see you. I'm down for the haunted house thing, but that doll shit, you guys can like put that in the garage or something.
Yeah,
It's
got
in
its
the
own-
trailer.
Yeah, we have a haunted trailer. We keep all the shenanigans
Well,
in.
actually, I would like to see it, to be honest with you. I mean,
Well,
it's
I
curiosity.
plan-
Curiosity
plan a
killed the
lot.
cat,
Yes, I've got a lot planned. I want
I
to
can
set
see
up.
y'all two are brainstorming from when we come down.
Yes,
I can see it in your eyes. Don't
We
lie
have-
to me.
We have a haunted
her?
museum.
It's like this.
Look at she's throwing you under the bus.
Yes, she should, because that's exactly right. She knows me well. We have a haunted museum that's got haunted
I'm
objects
excited
in it.
about that. I
Yes,
really
it's-
am, because I want to learn more. Seriously.
Yes, and we have, it's a museum.
Oh.
And then we have the haunted objects that we're bringing into the museum so that we can do a full walkthrough and you can
I don't
do
look
your
I
own
don't look like
research.
Johnny. Do I look like Johnny Depp?
Actually,
No.
you do a little. Right
Right.
across here.
Yeah, we're
Yes,
going to
sir.
set the museum up just for you and your group.
Yes, sir.
I'm excited, guys. I really am. So let's get into like some of the famous ones. Robert
yes.
the Doll. Okay, so
Yes. Now, let me tell you.
without like I've never seen any of these up close. Do I want to? Yes, but everybody says when everybody tells the same stories, do you believe them or are they call them bullshit? Like Robert the Doll. Okay, ask permission. They say ask permission to take his picture. So like when and everybody looks at me like I'm crazy when I do it. When I go out, I rarely take pictures, but when we went to the hospital, I was snapping pictures because they told us to. And but when I used to do that a lot, and I would say, okay, my name is Mark. We introduce ourselves. Can I please have permission to take your picture? And I know they're not going to answer me. So how would you know when people say, well, Robert the Doll, you have to ask permission. So yes, hey, Robert, you mind if I take your picture? I mean, obviously you're not going to hear it. So when people say that, is that something made up or is that like a real thing? Because I know the story behind Robert the Doll.
So those of you listening, I'll do a quick Cliff Notes version of the story of Robert the Doll. Robert was a doll that was given to a young man named Gene, or Eugene.
Eugene,
Yeah, there was a servant who practiced voodoo that gave the doll to this kid, and many say for revenge because the kid was so bad and wasn't being disciplined. Now, then the other story is that Gene's grandfather bought it in Germany from Steve Company, and they're the ones that made the first teddy bears, by the way. But it's stuffed with wool. All right, it has a sailor suit on, and it's got odd shaped features, almost cartoonish. It's got black eyes. It's got stitch faced. It's holding a stuffed lion.
So is it made out of wood? Because that's what his face looks like.
Well, I don't know because I can't tell if it's wood or some type of cloth like a felt or something like that. But the little kid treated the doll as if it were alive and talked to it all the time. And then eventually parents started hearing two voices talking in the kid's room. And then Jean is saying, oh, you're getting in trouble. Furniture was moving on its own. They were blaming it on the kid. And the kid was saying, Robert did it. Robert did it. And then Robert was seen moving in one of the windows by one of the neighbors. The plumber said he heard giggling and footsteps, but he was alone in the house. So it just keeps going. And so eventually, Jean kept Robert even when he became an adult, but had him in his room in the attic, the attic space over his room. His wife hated it, made her feel uneasy. And then finally, Jean just became obsessed with the doll. And visitors would get scratched. They would hear laughter and they would hear footsteps. And so after Jean died, the new homeowners claimed Robert was still active. Their daughter was terrified of it. This was in Key West, Florida in the 1900s. Okay. And then after Jean died, and in 1974, the family donated Robert to the Fort East Martello Museum. And now the museum has got documentation of malfunctioning cameras, bad luck, eerie feelings, and the curse is that Robert will curse those who mock or disrespect him. And I actually did work a case. Someone contacted me, and I helped him phrase his words to write a letter of apology and send it to the museum to Robert because, his car broke down. He was sick. And then as soon as he would get well, he'd get sick again. So there's rules. Ask permission before taking the photo. Never mock or insult him. Do not disrespect him. If you accidentally do, apologize immediately, and do not challenge or provoke his spirit because he's a sassy man.
Right. Now, what we do and everybody else watching and millions of other people do, when I hear that, I'm always skeptical, but because you hear that exact same story, I've heard it 100 times on the TV shows
I figured.
But do you think that when you if you were to say that to a non-believer, they'd be like, oh, that's a bunch of horse shit, But the people that go and, like you said, happen to with the curse, that's not coincidence, why? But what's your take on what do you think Robert is, or what's possessing him? Or, that's not really a good word, but what do you think is inside of that doll?
I really do think that is something that is not human. There is a possibility. I'm so glad you asked that question because I was actually reading up on this because I plan on teaching about it.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, and here you've asked it. It's like our brains are that makes
crazy.
Me so happy.
Get out of my head, man.
Yeah, get out of there. So I'm teaching a workshop called Science in the Supernatural, or Science of
and I want to do that really bad. I really do.
I think you would like this because
sir, I do.
In 1972 in Toronto, Canada, it's one of my favorite places. I love Toronto. Researchers created a fictional ghost named Philip by telling people about Philip and the ghost of Philip and the thing with Philip. And then, even though Philip's not real, they had seances that produced real paranormal activity.
That's crazy.
And in my book, Parapsychology 101, I give it the name An Artificial Haunting.
Oh,
because
that's good.
I really do feel that if everybody has the same belief about something and everybody's talking about Philip and this is what happened to Philip and we're going to study what happened, around
kind of like Philip. A subconscious thing that it actually produced.
It actually
that's
produces.
Crazy.
And it's because of our mind having the intention to do this, then all of a sudden it's there. And of course, it can't be, you have to be deceptive to start it. like if you and the three of us wanted to do such, we would get on the air and talk about the famous, I don't know, we've got a
famous
boat
goes
anchor.
to South Carolina.
Yeah,
He's
we've got a
inside the
boat
boat
anchor. We found it in
People are like,
Charleston.
"What? Where's it at? I want to go see it."
It's a pirate anchor. There it is.
Yeah.
It's a pirate anchor.
It's
We found it in
spirit
Charleston.
of Blackbeard's cousin. His ghost is in the anchor, and people were like, "Oh man, shut up, take my money."
Somebody's gonna think this is real, right?
but
we could come up with some cool shit.
If we could come up with some stuff,
we need,
it can be done. And I do think that it would take a long time to be able to create it and to get enough people in the throes of it to be able to test this theory. But if it can be done in 72, it can be done now with social media.
Well, and that's the thing. That's a great point too, Lee, because you guys have been doing it a long time. I've been doing it a really long time. And from the time I started to now, it was like a huge difference of the bullshit that goes on now. And someone would rather make up a story, and then people are like, and see, that's the thing. I do watch paranormal shows, but I only watch specific ones like yours and the Haunted Files on Paraflex, because the real people, the real teams doing it.
I love the Haunted Files. I love the Haunted Files.
Guess what? I got them coming next year to the con. I got
we're coming next year.
Yeah, I got War Party Paranormal coming next year. But anyways, we're going off subject. But yeah, people would rather see the made up crap than the real stuff. So when they hear the story about Robert or this doll or that doll, and if you put it on a show like, oh my God, you can't believe it. Right. Agreed.
Egregores. Yes.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God, you can't believe it. We went to Florida and we went to the beach and we dug up a anchor and it started talking to us. People are going to believe that.
Or how about this? A note in a bottle.
Especially Gwen. No,
yeah. And when we took the top off the bottle, we could hear a voice,
Yeah. And I found a bottle and I rubbed it and a genie popped down. He gave me 3 wishes. Oh my God, what'd you wish for?
Yeah.
I ain't lying. So
people wouldn't believe it.
Yeah. So someone would ask you.
Pam's about right. Manifestation.
I will tell you this. There was a television producer that was filming a documentary about Robert the doll, and he mocked him on camera, calling the story a hoax, saying it's not real. His life completely fell apart. He lost his job unexpectedly. His house burned down due to an unexplained fire. Where did the fire come from? And then his wife left him, and he was completely desperate. So he had to be.
And then he wrote a country song. No, I'm kidding.
No, it didn't have a train involved and jail.
Or his dog running away. But I wanted to ask you. Oh my God, don't get me going. What I wanted to ask you is people that aren't familiar with your show, Repossessed, which is a great name, by the way, and people just joining this. Well, he's got a show on Hulu. It's called Repossessed. It's like that version of a haunted antique roadshow, and it is awesome. So for people who don't know, and they should know, what do you guys? Okay, it would be here all night describing everything you got, but like from each one you did, what did you guys like? They're like, I don't want this shit. You keep it. So what did you guys end up doing with a lot of that stuff? I know you got
I've got a bunch of stuff here. Yeah, this is from the show.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I've got a ring from Vancouver. I have the ring. Got it sized and I wear it. Yeah, it's actually it works really well. But
yeah, so did you keep most of it?
I don't have it. The company that did the filming, Sphere Media, they bought a school, an old school.
Oh Christ.
And they have all these different classrooms and stuff. And so they put it in the basement. They had used the basement in an old Western for a jail.
No. Damn.
So they put all the haunted objects in the basement because it locks like a real jail, and they have it all locked up.
Yeah, so I just haunt another location.
Excuse me. I did some work before I left so that they would be dormant. I've got intermittent pieces of church glass around, and I've saged certain areas. I've got scriptures. I just took a bar of soap I didn't know what else to do. Here I am doing the thing, and we need you to come here to take some pictures. And the haunted objects are here. Oh, well, how are we going to store them? Well, we thought we'd put them here. So I had nothing to write with. Yeah, so I just grabbed a bar of soap out of the men's bathroom, and I put scriptures on the cases. And
that reminds me of the show early 2000s, I think. Still one of my favorite shows, Haunted Collector by John Zaffis.
Oh, I just love him.
I love him.
He has been so supportive.
There's someone who I would love to get him at the con, and someone that I really, really want to meet. But yeah, that Haunted Collector show and all the good shows like that one, all the good shows that come on about real paranormal and everything, and all of a sudden they're gone, and all the crap remains on TV. So let's do the big enchilada, Annabelle.
Now I've heard that it's not so bad.
Oh, really?
I've heard that it was actually purchased, and it's more along the lines of
so it's not
an artificial haunting.
But really?
I don't believe that, because I had a long conversation with John about that guy over a decade ago, and he gave me the lowdown. She is bad. She is really bad. And it comes from a combination of mental illness, a person that had mental illness, a psychopath, a sociopath, probably more along the lines of a psychopath, and drug addiction.
Oh.
And so this person had all of these things, and it belonged to this person. So it was just horrible.
Well, Hollywood's got to do their thing and make it look more scary than ever. Raggedy Ann doll. Well, that freaks me out, anyways. But
I have one, and it's haunted.
And it is
haunted,
right? Most people are, like, okay, whatever. But I've heard different stories about how the Warrens made it up. They didn't make it up, and then of course Hollywood swoops down.
Johnny is a good friend.
I love John. Like I'm telling you, if I can get him at the con, I'll be excited. I don't know if that's going to happen, but we'll see.
Sorry, Gwen.
Yeah. But I've heard different stories
okay.
about
We're clicking.
I've heard different things about how it's not real, how it's real.
No, I believe every bit of it. I believe that it is real.
I mean, and then I think the Conjuring movies did they were supposed to be pretty accurate about, but Annabelle one especially, how it started and everything. And
Andrea Perron and I are extremely close friends.
And
I love her to death. She dropped her second book at my Paracon. I didn't even know she was going to do it. And she had cases of the books, and they were all gone.
I want to get
people
her.
Just she's
I would
wonderful.
love to get her next year too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've heard a lot of stories about it. How, of course, Hollywood comes in and drops their bullshit on it and says, well,
they cut out a lot about what she saw as the good. The name of the book is House of Darkness, House of Light.
Yeah.
And so there's things like when she was playing the piano, there was a spirit there that would turn the pages for her.
Isn't
things like that. But then there were also things that were just diabolical.
Well, and I can the Conjuring house with Andrea and her family. I've talked to her about it a couple of times, and she's done interviews and everything about how the Warrens came in and trying to cause problems, and then that's what I like too, because when Hollywood puts something out,
you like to know behind the scenes, right?
Right. And so I asked one time, I was talking to her, and I asked her a couple questions, and I've seen, like I said, other interviews, and she told me, because to me, the real story, to me personally, the real story about the Conjuring house is scarier than the Hollywood version. It was good.
Absolutely.
It was good, but her version, the real version, just like the real version about a lot of other haunted locations, I'd rather hear the real story. That's just me personally, than see this crap on TV.
Well, would you like to hear a backstory?
Yeah.
I got to show you something first. I got to show you something.
No.
Lee showed you this, right?
What? Yes.
Okay, wait. She showed you that one.
That dude was a trip, by the way.
No, this is the one.
That is the one.
Go watch it. I'm gonna brag. Go watch it. This supposed to. Do you see it, Mark?
Repossessed. Repossessed. I have been watching it.
I know.
Not you. She's wanting.
What is she talking about?
She's drumming up business. She's talking to the listeners.
All right.
Oh,
can I
I
brag
thought she was
on my
talking to me. I'm
girl
like,
Linda?
hello.
Yeah, let me brag for a minute. You saw her in that picture?
Yeah.
Beautiful. But now
Dude was
you gotta see her now.
Yeah. Dude was a trip. What was his name?
Mo.
Yeah, he's a
Mo
trip.
Sargi.
Yeah,
he's a lot of fun. He's fun to he put himself in between me and the haunted objects to protect me, and the shit just hit the fan. I felt so sorry for him. All those scratches.
Tell you guys, this and I'm not saying this because Lee's here and she already paid me, but no, I'm kidding. but thanks for the Venmo. No, I'm kidding. But seriously, and I don't say this a lot, like you got all that crap. Wait, is that Pam, I'm sorry. It's Disney.
It's on Disney Plus, Apple TV, and Hulu, and in Canada you can see it on the History Channel and on Stack TV. But if you don't have Hulu, I think they're doing a 30-day free trial.
Yes.
So you can just jump on it and then binge watch it.
Yeah.
But it's on. We got Disney Plus and we got the Hulu with us. So if you got Disney Plus, you got Hulu. But yeah, even like Lee said, it's just get a short trial and just. Like I said, I watched it like it was a train wreck. I couldn't stop watching. but
it was a bit.
I'm like, oh my God, what's going to happen next? I was
the bed.
I know. I didn't want you to tell me, but Gettysburg was my favorite.
Good, Pam. I'm glad.
Yeah, Hulu's on there. Yeah, you need to. I'm telling you, you ain't going to want to stop. I got to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Well, we got to finish Repossessed, but.
I have watched it so many times.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch it again. I mean, it's like
the brass bed from Florida.
Yeah,
the brass bed. Okay, when we were finishing up, that was so wonderful. When I heard him say goodbye and I heard him leave, it was so beautiful. But and it set her free too. She and I remain good friends. But when we were moving it to take it with us, the little knob. They had posts, and it came off in my hand, and there was a Civil War map down inside. No joke. I kid you not. And I was like, see, I knew there were symbols and those
like that.
The symbols about the star that was there, and I was matching symbols, and it was connected to the Civil War magic from that era.
Let me ask you something about that. I've got actual mini balls and bullets from the Civil War. Okay. Now, when those pass through someone and kills them or whatever, does that kind of is there energy or whatever attached to those bullets?
Those bullets will forever be connected to the person that shot them and the person that it killed. Yes.
Whoa. Yeah. I've got real mini balls and the bullets from that we found. So.
Okay, the Radicals episode, they actually were in the Salem episode, and they brought a haunted object to me, and it presented itself. I didn't know that Lauren was a psychic medium. I didn't know that she was also very skilled in psychometry. I never met her. Mm-hmm. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, kind of a thing. And they were looking at me, grinning, and I could tell they'd already sized me, had sized me up. And then they give me this object, and I'm like, okay. And I was thinking, I've got to power up to be able to feel this. Oh no! Right away, it was meeting me, and I could feel, the headache started, and this and that, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody that hasn't watched it. But what was more powerful than the object that they brought was my friendship with Lauren. Because when I touched her, the energy came off of her where I could tell that she genuinely respected me, cared about me, and was showing me respect and love. She was more powerful. Wow. She sent that energy to me. Watch the episode and watch my face and hers.
Yeah.
I get chills every time I talk about it,
guys,
man.
It's just,
and that was it.
There's, and that's why I kind of got away from, your regular TV, paranormal shows. and started watching, things
Well,
that you do, Lee, and
thank you.
the Haunted Files, and there's Paranormal Theory from there. They're going to be at the con, which I'm really Ryan and his buddy are going
That's
to be.
fantastic.
They're going to be at the con, and like I said, next year we're going to have like an awesome lineup. And me and Gwen were talking a little bit about that, and at a later time, because I've got the same questions for you about different options that I want to try and everything. But really, so really quick, I want to, and I'm hoping, if it's okay with you, Lee, that I can get something from you donated for the con
for May 3rd. Yes, absolutely. Yes. I'll be sending you some of my books.
Well, we're going to be down there on the 11th of April. So.
Oh, yes. Well, I'll just wait then. Right. I'll have them packaged for you, and I'll sign the books, and I'll have some autographed copies and a Ouija board that I will seal.
You're out of your damn mind. I'm kidding. Oh, that's cool. People will freak over that.
I'll have a ribbon around it, and it will be sealed, which means it will be closed. And when they open it, they'll have to break the seal, and then it'll become active.
So, this one lady who, Amanda, I don't know, I don't want to screw up her last name. I don't remember, I don't know how to say it, but I was asking, like you said, I was asking and seeing if people want,
love the shirt.
Oh yeah.
Love your shirt.
Donate.
Here's mine. Paranormal Pros. These are basically
her name is Amanda, and she donated her whole series of books, Life After series. I don't know if you guys.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Yeah, do you know her?
Yes, I see it.
Do you know her? Yeah, she's going to be there.
Yes. Oh yes.
And she's donating 5 of her books. She's donating 5 of her books, and I didn't know who she. I mean, she sent me this picture when she was one of the first ones to sign up. Then she goes, "Hey, are you still looking for donations?" And I said, "Yeah." And she sent me these. I'm like, I didn't know you were an author, but anyways, she's doing that. Then my friend Chrissy Johnson, who's Bell Book and Bone or whatever it's called. I know she's going to be donate a reading, and then Haunted Taxi, which is so cool. They are donating 2 ghost tours to any of their locations.
What? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I mean, he's incredible. They're awesome. I love those guys.
So people are really stepping up.
And then my friend,
are you
Alicia,
giving this away?
We're going to do door prizes, but I don't know. That's what I asked you. I don't know if I should, if we should just like get tickets and just pull.
Can I suggest something?
No, but go ahead. I'm kidding.
Like, what do they call it? A blind auction where people just put their
silent auction?
Silent blind.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Because
aren't you smart?
Sometimes. I'm kidding.
Not just beauty.
And then, oh God, you guys. And then my friend Alicia, it's Appalachia Gypsy Healing Arts. She's in East Tennessee. She is donating an 1 hour reading also. Plus, it's gonna be awesome.
So I've got 5 books, and I was going to donate all 5 of them.
Cool.
One copy of all 5, and I've got a Ouija board. And then Gwen and I talked, and I wanted to tell you this on the show. We're willing to give away a reading from both of us.
Thank you guys so much.
Yes, and so I'll give
maybe
all of
you,
that
but
to
not
you.
Gwen so much. No, I'm kidding.
I love you too, Mark. Good grief, it's pick on Gwen night.
You guys have no idea what y'all getting into when we come down there, but
it's gonna be so fun. Oh,
but
it's gonna be so fun.
But that everybody, we're talking about our Paracon, Shadows and Spirits Paracon, May 3rd at the Thomas House.
Can I show the commercial again?
Yes,
Can I do
thank
that?
you.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
This is
you.
May 3rd. This is May 3rd. Okay,
yeah.
Go ahead, Lee. Go ahead.
Red
Go ahead,
Blowing
Lee.
Springs.
Before
I was just thinking, wouldn't it be cool if we went live with some of the things that I've got a place that I've been talking about, and the weather didn't want to change, and then it's raining and all of this. But when you come, if the weather permits, and the creek doesn't rise, as they say in the South,
we'll get a boat.
I would love to. Yeah, I will just get umbrellas and keep rolling.
Yeah.
But there's a cemetery where a little
getting wet.
it's gonna be fun, y'all.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lee. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I know you're tired. The proceeds of all of the silent auction, if that's what you choose to do, all of this goes to benefit the Thomas House.
And that's
And
what I'm
that's
right. That's
what you're trying to
Aw, thank
do.
you.
That's what
Thomas.
I'm trying to donate the proceeds to a good cause. Exactly.
Yep.
The Thomas
This
House.
Thomas
Oh
House.
my God, I love this family. And the matriarch, Miss Evelyn Thomas. We started going in 2015, and we go 2 to 3 times a year. It's like going to your grandma's house, and they got breakfast buffet and southern dinner buffet. And it's like, oh my God. So we know them really well.
It
And
sounds fantastic.
Miss Evelyn passed away a few years ago, which we're really sad because
Mhm.
I would sit down and talk to her for hours. Like in the morning, we get our breakfast, and we just sit and talk, and then hours. And she told me every single backstory about the Thomas House, how they got it, what happened, and then her son David's a cook, and her son Daryl. And me and David could sit and talk forever. And I was really sad. She had a heart attack, and unfortunately she passed away. But yeah, we've gone like in May will probably be my 23rd, 24th time going since
So Pam Harris is saying she would like to
oh
offer her
yes.
first
Thank
book
you, Pam.
signed as a donation.
Oh, thank
That'd
you
be
so much,
cool.
Pam. That's awesome.
For those of you watching and you don't know who Pam Harris is, she is the granddaughter of the mafia king, I guess you would say, Charlie Workman. Charlie the
That's
Bug
awesome.
Workman.
Yeah.
So it is a good name for a house, the Thomas.
Mhm.
Ah,
Yeah.
I got it now.
They named it
Thomas
that.
House.
But well, it was originally
Georgia.
the Cloyd because Red Boiling Springs they called, I guess, because of the Red Boiling Springs, like they had the whatchamacallit, and it's still there. It's on we call it the seance room, but it's really a conference room. And it's underneath is the it used to be what damn it, what's it called? We get the boiling water, the hot water, whatever. Oh my God.
So it's like a spring, a natural spring.
Yes, and people would come for the healing properties of it.
Mm-hmm. That's wonderful. And in the show in Repossessed, when we were at Cave Spring, that was actually the same
deal. Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And
That was
people
cool.
were bringing huge buckets and stuff, getting water out of the spring for its healing properties. And man, that place is so powerful.
So for people that don't know, really quick, I've got way too many pictures. I'm gonna go over
You want me to go ahead now and show the commercial?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. All right. Here's Mark's commercial.
That's awesome. So let me go
fantastic. I do have something really incredible I've got to tell you.
Uh-oh.
I've been doing some research about the area, about the Red Boiling Springs area. And besides the Civil War and the Revolutionary War having activity and fights, skirmishes of all sorts there, there is the spirit of the drowning woman that is seen along the Red Boiling Springs, the springs. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't actually see her. You see a white mist.
Yeah.
And if you see the mist and you run to the water and look into the water, you'll see her reflection looking back.
I think Miss Evelyn told us. I mean, she told me so much crap, and like an idiot, I didn't record most of it. But yeah, I've heard that. So
that's crazy. And then there's another one of there's blue and red lights that are spotted near the springs, and apparently that's supposed to be some sort of either a residual or some type of
So right.
reoccurring energy from some sort
So
of
when you drive up, there's a long driveway,
rituals.
and you look at the house, like the pictures. To the right, there's a hill that goes, and way in the back, there's a pet cemetery. And so the hill, but like between 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, if you go out, you can see actual orbs about like that with tails just coming out of the ground and flying everywhere. It's crazy.
Oh
It
my
is
God.
crazy. So really quick, I wanted to go over who we're going to have. We're going to have Miranda Young, Ghost Biker. Of course, we're going to have Shane and Angie. Shane is a fixture on here, and I really enjoy him. He's awesome.
I do too. He's
and then my friends Michael and Marty Perry, who are psychic mediums. They've been on Ghost Adventures. They've been on a ton of ghost shows. Michael connects with the people, and his wife Marty draws them. It's unfriggin' believable. They're great. And then I've got Pam, of course, is going to be there. Appalachia Gypsy Healing Arts. Ron Murphy, he does Bigfoot. Rupert Guy does UFOs. And then we got Eerie Travels podcast. And then Alicia's partner, it's called Lightworkers Paranormal. We worked with them 3 times, and I absolutely love them to death. And then we got Bigfoot Outlaw. Let's see, who else do we got? Then we got the Sinister Sisters, M&M Paranormal. We're going this Saturday to investigate in jail in Kentucky with them. Haunted Taxi, of course, Paranormal Theory, Ryan, and Bell Book and Bone, which is my friend Chrissy. We've investigated with her. She's awesome. We're going to have, it's going to be awesome, guys. And then Saturday, the ghost, so from Paranormal Rockdown. Hey, what's up, man?
Mm-hmm.
So Saturday after the con, from 7:30 to 9:30, Michael and Marty are doing a mediumship group. There's tickets still available for that. That's on our group, Ghosts of Tennessee, on Facebook. You can get tickets for that. And then after that, we're doing an overnight ghost hunt. There's still tickets for that, but it's filling up quick. So we're going to do the mediumship with Michael and Marty, and then, which I'm really excited about because I've been following them a long time. And they've always been out in California, but they moved to Kentucky, and I'm like, hey, you're closer now. So, but yeah, we got $10, people, $10 to get in. You can go to, like I said, go to Ghost of Tennessee. All the information is on there. Website, how to get tickets for Marty and Michael. It is going to be so incredible. And we've already started working on next year, and next year's even going to be better. But yeah. We're really excited. We can't wait. And the whole thing is
Brandon.
Hey, Brandon. He looks familiar. The thing is I got sidetracked, but we've been to the Thomas House so much. It was built in 1908 or 10 by Thomas Cloyd and his brother. Well, they got it. They got it in the Thomas family. It used to be the Cloyd Hotel. Then the Thomas family got it. Miss Evelyn and her sons and her husband got it, and they named it the Thomas Hotel. And they got it, like, I think in early 80s, and it's been through fires, all kinds of stuff. And across the street was a church, which was really my favorite thing. But unfortunately, it was in despair, and they had to tear it down, which was really heartbreaking because it was really cool. There was an old church that was built like a year or two after the Thomas House. But the whole thing is, we're trying to raise money to give them, to help them. Gnome in the
That's
house.
Brandon. Yeah.
Hey. Hey, Brandon.
The whole point to this is to raise money to give them as much as we can for, the repairs for the Thomas House. I mean, it's been there since, well, it was originally one level, I think, and then they added the second level in the 30s or 40s, I think. But yeah, it's been there since 1908 or 1910 or whatever. I can't remember, but yeah, they need help, and they're really super great people. Go to their Facebook, the Thomas House, and then you can go on Ghost of Tennessee or Rutherford County Paranormal Investigations, which is our page, and our group is Ghosts of Tennessee. We got all the information there, ticket price, ticket link, ticket to go see. I'm telling you guys, you need to go and sit in the mediumship group with. I first saw them on Ghost Adventures when they went to, I think, to the Cecil Hotel. No, it was earlier than that. Was it Cecil Hotel? I don't remember. But anyways, you can't burn down a Thomas. Oh God.
He's a mess. He's a mess.
Comedy
He
night,
is a mess.
comedy night. But yeah, it's, I mean, and they're incredible. I was like, holy crap. And they're really, really good. And that's going to be after the con Saturday night, which is May 3rd. But all that information, guys, is on Ghost of Tennessee, and of course, all access. And we got it on Shane's,
mine, Lee's.
Yeah, and we got it all over. But that's the main goal, is to raise money to help them. Anything I've made from this is going straight to the Thomas house, 100%, to give them whatever we raise. And I appreciate everybody's donations and everything. And what I'm eventually going to do really soon, because it's like, it was like yesterday, I just came up with an idea, and it's like, what, 6 weeks away or whatever it is, something like that. But it's going to go quick. And then we're coming down to see you guys in April. And then June 5th, Waverly Hills, baby. You guys are going, right?
I hope so. I've got to sit down with this schedule. I've got to figure it out.
Well,
my husband finally got home, so we got to get the schedule right.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, my husband's been.
Well, I know you're missing the con, which is understandable because you got your thing going on.
Yeah,
but
we got the powwow.
You got the powwow, which is awesome. But if you guys can make Waverly,
I would love to go, and my husband
wants to go badly.
So yes. We got to figure it out. Yeah,
we'll get her done. But yeah, guys, go check it out. It's going to be incredible. We got, and then we're already working on next year, and next year is going to be a whole weekend. And I don't know where we're going to put it yet, but we're going to add a ghost hunt because there's so much to do in Nashville. I mean, you could throw a rock and hit a really haunted cemetery. That would be cool.
Yes, it would.
I know one.
Oh, I was going to tell you that when you come here, there's a little boy that was found on the train, and he had frozen to death. Nobody knew who he was. Nobody claimed his body. So the town got together, buried him. And
wow.
But he plays with all the toys around his grave. Cool. So when you come here, let's see if we can get him to play with some of our toys.
That would be cool.
That'd be cool. We're gonna play with toys.
We all like playing with toys.
But anyways, this Herman Hospital, holy crap. I've been to a lot of places. I've seen a lot of things. I've experienced everything. To quote Ghostbusters, I have seen shit that'll turn you white.
Tell what?
But Herman Hospital, I was nervous, and I don't get that way. 4 stories high, and I'm going through the video now, and I'm hearing things and seeing things that I never thought I would hear and see. So we go in, and you're in the emergency room or the waiting room, and you go down and turn a corner, and that's all emergency room. So we decided, it was me, Bruce, and Sean, and our friend Gina, and 4 other friends of mine, and not those toys. Oh my God! Really? Holy shit!
He saw our face.
Why did I read that? Why did I read that? Well, I didn't need to read that.
He said, Lee.
I didn't need to read that. Anyways, getting back to
that.
You're perverts, right?
Anyways, Jesus Christ. Oh, good God. I got images in my head I don't need. But Harriman Hospital. But Harriman
Hospital. Yeah, Harriman Hospital.
Yeah, so I walked down. So they went upstairs, because I mean the tour guides are friends of mine. They went over the horse story, and I got that all recorded. But I said, okay, we're all sitting there, waiting on them to come down. And I got a camera on the tripod and my recorder, and I turn the car, and as I'm walking down there by myself, I'm getting like trying not to think, like someone's gonna jump out and grab me. But I turn the corner to set it up, and I'm talking to him, and I'm like in a rush to get out of there, and I'm not like that. I don't know what it was about this place. It's like the energy was like really, really thick, and I left it run there for a while and everything. But yeah, this place is crazy.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, but I'm going through that, and I'm like hearing things. I'm hearing disembodied voices. I'm seeing things and everything. So as soon as I get that together, if I ever have enough time, right, and I'm gonna put that up on our YouTube channel and everything. But yeah, it's gonna be cool. But anyways, I've got to hit it, guys, because I got to get up at the crack again.
Yes, you do.
Unfortunately, but I'm off all weekend, and we're going to a jail Saturday in Kentucky,
That's cool.
which I'm really excited about. But maybe Friday, maybe we can remember what we talked about before the show, Gwen. I want to talk
Trying to get together on the phone.
Yeah, maybe
here.
get us on a video call or something, because let Lee know, because I want your opinion on certain things too. I don't know what you guys got planned Friday, but I ain't doing anything. But maybe we can get together and get a call or whatever. But thank you guys. Lee, thank you so much. Gwen, thank you so much, guys. Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah. But yeah, guys, go to Ghost of Tennessee, go to Fresh Ticks, Shadows and Spirits Paracon, $10 tickets. We got a great lineup. We're gonna do silent auction, maybe,
that would be,
and that would raise money actually.
Mm-hmm.
For the items and everything, and that's gonna be awesome. But yeah, we got a lot coming up, peeps. But
I'm so excited.
Anyway, yeah, it's gonna be. But yeah, I'll you guys can get together Friday, or because Saturday we're gonna be gone all day, and Sunday I'll be too tired because I stayed up all night investigating Saturday night. But anyways, yeah,
we'll work it out. So, all right, Mark,
just let me know.
Us out.
Take us out.
Take us out of the show.
Yeah. Wrapping it up. There we go.
There you go.
Do you think?
Is it gonna get it to work? Is it gonna work?
There it goes.
There
Love it.
Woo! All right, guys. Have a good night.
The name of the show is Repossessed, Pam.
Yes, it is.
Really quick. Repossessed. Hulu. Go get your free trial of Hulu and get on there. Disney Plus has Hulu. And Repossessed. I'm telling you guys. What? Eternal.
She's putting Repossessed on Hulu.
Yeah. Go. I watched it, and it's like a damn train wreck. You don't want to stop watching. And I watched every single one back to back. And I'm gonna watch it again. But thanks, guys. Everybody, appreciate you joining us tonight. Holla. Peace out. What?
Peace out. Let us know if you need us to do anything else. We'll be glad to help.
I appreciate you guys. And we'll holler at you later. We'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you guys so much. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you later. Good night.